Hello everyone, intern John here again. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Before we get into this week's tip, I wanted to actually show you footage of my very first flight. So let's take a look. Taking off. Taking off. Now, I don't know about you guys, but my face, to me, looked so nervous. I know I described myself as nervous last week, but I think really seeing the expression on my face kind of made me even more aware of how nervous I was during that very first flight. But honestly, it was super exhilarating, and without this internship, I never would have got a chance to do that. So I'm super grateful. To get into this week's tip, what I wanted to tell everybody is to start small. And what I mean by that is you don't necessarily need to start with the most expensive drone or the most popular drone. What you should start with is something inexpensive. And the reason I say this is because you're likely to crash. You don't know the controls as well. I mean, I know I don't. So it's best that you start with something that's a little bit easier, that perhaps is a little bit more expendable. So what Action Drone has given me is this little guy. This is the Shark Mako made by DYS. And what I do with this is I take it home when I'm not, at the office, and I practice with it. And this just helps me get a better understanding of the controls, how I can actually pilot this drone, and it prepares me for the larger ones. Another thing that Action Drone does with its training program is it gives you a progression of drones to work through. So I started off with the DJI Mavic Pro. That's the very first one that I had my flight on. And it's just one of the cameras one of the drones that really introduces you to the industry and one of the more popular brands. And then I also flew the AD Mini, which is Action Drone's. They designed it. It's a little bit more durable than the DJI Mavic and allows you to be a little bit, more freedom. So what I mean by that is you can crash it. It can fall 15 feet out of the air and still be fine. Because they manufactured it with a carbon fiber shell, so all the internals are really protected. So again, start small. You don't want to get necessarily the most popular thing. What you want to do is you want to start with something that'll allow you to learn how to fly before you get into the bigger stuff. And with the training program, they'll get you all the way up to those industrial-sized drones. I got to see one with 8 rotors the other day. This thing was absolutely huge. There was a camera on it, probably about that big. It was enormous, and just watching this thing fly was amazing. And the craziest part to me is it was super quiet. They use drones like that to do inspections on windmills. They use it to do inspections for wastewater pipes. Super interesting stuff. So that's it. That's my tip of the week. If you're interested in flying drones, start small. You don't need the most expensive thing right off the bat. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you again next week.